The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. Without freedom, no art. Art lives only on the restraints it imposes on itself, and dies of all others. A man without ethics is a wild beast loosed upon this world. Blessed are the hearts that can bend, they shall never be broken. Nobody realizes that some people expend tremendous energy merely to be normal. Men must live and create. Live to the point of tears. You cannot create experience. You must undergo it. Those who lack the courage will always find a philosophy to justify it. There is no love of life without despair of life. To be happy we must not be too concerned with others. He who despairs of the human condition is a coward, but he who has hope for it is a fool. All great deeds and all great thoughts have a ridiculous beginning. Great works are often born on a street corner or in a restaurant's revolving door. Freedom is nothing but a chance to be better. Integrity has no need of rules. By definition, a government has no conscience. Sometimes it has a policy, but nothing more. A guilty conscience needs to confess. A work of art is a confession. I know of only one duty, and that is to love. It is a kind of spiritual snobbery that makes people think they can be happy without money. Without work, all life goes rotten. But when work is soulless, life stifles and dies. The welfare of the people in particular has always been the alibi of tyrants. Truth, like light, blinds. Falsehood, on the contrary, is a beautiful twilight that enhances every object. I should like to be able to love my country and still love justice. I would rather live my life as if there is a God and die to find out there isn't, than live as if there isn't and to die to find out that there is. Nothing is more despicable than respect based on fear. In the depth of winter I finally learned that there was in me an invincible summer. Autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower. You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. You will never live if you are looking for the meaning of life. Beauty is unbearable, drives us to despair, offering us for a minute the glimpse of an eternity that we should like to stretch out over the whole of time. The struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Man is the only creature that refuses to be what he is. Real generosity toward the future lies in giving all to the present. Every act of rebellion expresses a nostalgia for innocence and an appeal to the essence of being. Without culture, and the relative freedom it implies, society, even when perfect, is but a jungle. This is why any authentic creation is a gift to the future. The only real progress lies in learning to be wrong all alone. To know oneself, one should assert oneself. We continue to shape our personality all our life. If we knew ourselves perfectly, we should die. The absurd is the essential concept and the first truth. A free press can, of course, be good or bad, but, most certainly without freedom, the press will never be anything but bad. But what is happiness except the simple harmony between a man and the life he leads? No cause justifies the deaths of innocent people. Alas, after a certain age every man is responsible for his face. We always deceive ourselves twice about the people we love, first to their advantage, then to their disadvantage. There is no fate that cannot be surmounted by scorn. Friendship often ends in love, but love in friendship, never. Charm is a way of getting the answer yes without asking a clear question. It is necessary to fall in love, if only to provide an alibi for all the random despair you are going to feel anyway. An intellectual is someone whose mind watches itself. The need to be right is the sign of a vulgar mind. Some people talk in their sleep. Lecturers talk while other people sleep. Stupidity has a knack of getting its way. Stupidity has a knack of getting its way. It is not your paintings I like, it is your painting. Violence is both unavoidable and unjustifiable. As a remedy to life in society, I would suggest the big city. Nowadays, it is the only desert within our means. Why should it be essential to love rarely in order to love much? Culture, the cry of men in face of their destiny. I grew up with the sea, and poverty for me was sumptuous. Then I lost the sea and found all luxuries gray and poverty unbearable. What is a rebel? A man who says no, but whose refusal does not imply a renunciation. Against eternal injustice, man must assert justice, and to protest against the universe of grief, he must create happiness. There will be no lasting peace either in the heart of individuals or in social customs until death is outlawed. Ah, mon cher, for anyone who is alone, without God and without a master, the weight of days is dreadful. Man wants to live, but it is useless to hope that this desire will dictate all his actions. The society based on production is only productive, not creative. I draw from the absurd three consequences: my revolt, my liberty, my passion. The absurd depends as much on man as on the world. For the moment, it is all that links them together. Only a philosophy of eternity, in the world today, could justify nonviolence. Men are never really willing to die except for the sake of freedom, therefore they do not believe in dying completely. The only really committed artist is he who, without refusing to take part in the combat, at least refuses to join the regular armies and remains a freelance. We rarely confide in those who are better than we are. The day when I am no more than a writer, I shall cease to be a writer.